Welcome to the next installment of the Train Vicar. Now, this time we're continuing our theme that we had last time, and what was that about?
The boat.
And
The ship.
and the ships. What ship in particular? Well, we'll talk about the Earnslaw again and its relationship to the railways.
Yeah.
So that's what we are going to talk about today. And do you like that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a very interesting topic. The Earnslaw is a beautiful steamship on Lake Wakatipu in Otago in the South Island of New Zealand. Today it is mainly used for tourism. If you want to know more about that, go to my last video and you'll see more. On board the Earnslaw there are many signs that in its past days it was not only for tourism or even just for visitors, but that it had a more utilitarian purpose as many ships on the lake. For example, there is this emblem on board the Earnslaw, and that is the emblem of New Zealand Railways. So the Earnslaw was actually part of New Zealand Railways. It was part of the network that spanned across the country. In Kingston, on the southern tip of Lake Wakatipu, that connection is still visible. So in this picture, which I took a few years ago, on the left-hand side, you can see the old wharf, still with a few railway carriages, and then further to the right, you can see the railway station, here with the Kingston Flyer steam train that only operated across a very short section of leftover railway line. Once upon a time, it connected to the whole railway network in New Zealand, even went directly as far as Dunedin. From the 1970s onwards, a heritage steam train operated on this section between Kingston and Lumsden. Over time, that section became smaller and smaller, and so that it was only operated between Kingston and Fairlight, and then it closed totally in the early 2000s. Now there are efforts to reopen that line. But this is only a reminder of what was once a big network that connected the lake to the rest of New Zealand. For example, this is a view from 1885 showing the connection of the railways to the lake. So here in the foreground is a steam train travelling from Kingston southwards, and in the background is clearly the wharf. Steamships would exchange cargo and passengers at this wharf. And so this here is a view of the steamship, the paddle steamer Mountaineer, which was an earlier ship on Lake Wakatipu. Another view shows the Earnslaw now from on the wharf with carriages on the left. So passengers could directly go from the ship to the waiting carriages here and board the train to Dunedin, which was waiting for them on the wharf in Kingston. Ship and railway integrated seamlessly and complemented each other. Indeed, such complementary nature of different transport systems and different transport modes is normally essential in a healthy transport network. This integration between ship and trains is often quite clear, or was often quite clear in the past in many countries and many public transport networks. With road and rail, it's a bit different. For many years, they also complemented each other, but over time, it seems that road has taken over in many instances and destroyed that complementary relationship. But it's always best if those different modes work according to their best strength. Now, I wonder whether it's also like this with our churches, that some of them work together in different areas, and through that they complement each other and reach different areas for Jesus Christ, for God. For through the different churches, different communities, different areas, different people can be reached. And it's similar maybe, well, to a certain extent, to the transport network, where ship and rail can work together with other modes to create a seamless network, and through that reach many people.